My friend, I have gotten a lot of motorcycle riding advice over the years. So in today's video, I want to ask you, and of course I'm going to answer, what is one piece of motorcycle riding advice that you can't live without? Notice I didn't say good or bad. Anyway, welcome back to Road Reality. I'm John. That's my 2024 Harley Road Glide. And we're going to go take a ride and talk about it. Enjoy. So, look where you want to go. Lean the bike, push on the inside bar, and the bike will lean into the corner. And I don't want to slide on any of the crap that might be on this road. So I slowed down, did a little trail braking. Lots of videos on that. Lots of good advice about that. When I was first starting out, I had a learner's permit, and in the state of Maryland, you are required to be within 100 feet of a licensed motorcycle rider if you have a learner's permit, which I do. So I don't know why my camera keeps moving. So anyway, a buddy of mine picked me up at the house there where I had my Vulcan 800, and he said, let's go for a ride. And it was a night ride. Now, the first thing we did was go to the main road and head up to a town and get fuel, right? Well, when we get to the fuel stop, he's like, hey, John, what was the headline on today's newspaper? And I said, coffee. No, I didn't actually say coffee. Whee, lean the bike, let's go. I'm just a little nervous about the amount of dirt that's on the road over here. Anyway, coffee. Said, I don't know. And he says, well, you were staring at the damn page long enough. You ought to know what the headline was. The point of the story was I was target fixating on like my second or third ride ever, right? So that, I think, is an example of good advice that a friend of mine gave me. And I have received plenty of bad advice. I can't think of any off the top of my head words right now, but I've received plenty of bad advice. Here's another piece of good advice, especially if you have, got a downshift, shifting upside down like an idiot because of that. But good advice, unlock your fork regardless of which direction you plan to take off in. That did not grammatically make sense, but you get the gist. I had my Vulcan 800, and thankfully it had engine guards on it at the time. I was like, oh, I'm going to make a left away from my street. The bike was parked on the street against the curb. I'm just going to make a left and go to work. So I didn't bother checking to see that the fork was locked, and I started the bike up in neutral and let it warm up a minute while I put my gear on, and then I go to take off. And that bike flipped me up over it and threw me on the ground. I was like, well, what a dumb maneuver that was. So don't make the same mistake and unlock your fork. For what it's worth, I picked up the bike and rode to work anyway. It had a scrape on the engine guard and the exhaust, and that was that. No big deal. No harm, no foul, really. So those are a couple of examples of advice, good and bad, right? Well, not bad. I didn't give any bad. I don't like to give bad advice. I thoroughly research things before I give advice to anybody on anything. I just don't like to hand out bad stuff. So don't ride like me, because I'm riding like an idiot today. Do I have a green light? Am I going to get one? I can go. I stopped at the red light. Whee! And I'm taking it nice and easy. Got my stogie going. I'm having a great day. Are you having a great day? Leave me a comment below with how well your day is going. I truly care. I really do. And I get back to everybody. And, you know, some people ask for subscribers and likes and this. I'll ask for likes. If you like what I'm doing, you will automatically subscribe, or you'll follow the thing on the screen now. But really, I just care how people are doing. You know what? People are going to like and subscribe and do all that stuff if they want. Otherwise, just leave me a comment. Let me know how you're going. How you're going? How you're doing? Duh. Words. We need more coffee. Whoa. We got somebody. Okay. I wasn't sure if they were going to pull out in front of me or not. Like maybe their parents should have pulled out. Woo, that was risque. Coffee's got me fired up. Anyway, back on topic. The reason behind advice, I always find fascinating. Some people think they're God's gift to motorcycling, and that they know everything, and that they have tested everything. And I find that more often than not, the people that are so secure in the advice that they're giving, they're either highly trained and competent and thus have the credibility to give that advice, or they have an overinflated sense of ego. Looking for kind words there. Overinflated sense of ego, which is why I don't try to give motorcycling advice unless it's something I've tried. And I always add the caveat, try this at your own peril, because I am but a moron on a bike that just doesn't fall on his head much. You know, along that same line, you got to talk about the way people come across when they give advice. I have ad nauseum in this own video extended the runtime by at least a minute. No, I have explained quite clearly that I am not the world's best rider and should not be giving advice. But there are some people who I think should be giving advice, but they give it the wrong way. And they really just, they take something that they know and they want to teach the world how to do it, but they come across as just cocky and arrogant. And that is not a good way to behave either, in my esteemed opinion. Because opinions are like rear ends. Everybody's got one, and most of them stink. Hey, that'd be a good title for this video. What is going on with this light? Why is it blinking red? Hey, I don't know if you can hear that, but I can hear my cooling fan kick on. That's really cool. The twin cool, center cool, whatever thing engine works. Good for me. What is up with this light? It was red, it was blinking. I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, skip to my Lou, my darling. I don't know, I really don't know what was going on with that light, but it was only a few minutes, and I got to witness the cooling fan turn on, so yay for me. Anyway, I was racking my brain looking for good advice, and really it's gonna come into play on this road. There are a lot of tar snakes here, but they're not that bad now. They were put down several months ago, so I'm just gonna take it a little bit easy, be nice and gentle on the controls. And if you want good advice, YouTube is a good place to go for it. But also at the same time, look at several channels worth. Don't just watch one guy and be like, yep, that's the guy to follow, and I'm going to do everything he says. Because everybody rides different, and everybody rides a different bike. Different style, different make, different model. Even in the sport bike arena, there's like, you know, 250s and 500s and 600s and 1000s and all this other stuff. And cruisers have big bikes and small bikes. So what works for one person is not going to work for everybody. There are some general rules that will work for everybody. Things like head and eyes, use the friction zone, and a little rear brake. I'm pretty sure that stuff works no matter what bike or what type of rider you are. And the other thing is going to be head and eyes, right? Well, I mentioned head and eyes, but when you're out riding, not slow speed stuff, is to look where you want to go. Don't look where you're at, look where you want to go, and just, you know, trust the bike to figure it out. Bikes are wonderful at figuring things out all on their own. They are like the original AI. That would not make a good title for this video. But the bike wants to do the thing, you know, gyroscopic physics and all this other stuff, and it all plays into the comfort of a motorcyclist riding down the road. Wow, that's pretty cool. That was easy. So you gotta take stuff with a grain of salt, right? And you find your general advice that works for everybody, and then you go out and practice, and you'll find what works for you and what doesn't. What I find works for me is riding at 35 miles an hour and just leaning the bike ever so slightly. Oh yeah, look at this. You know what? I need to lean it a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. What was that? A whole 8 degrees? 8 degrees when I told the bike, please lean through the corner and put my knees in the breeze. Yep, lost track of that one pretty quick. Anyway, one last thing is that if somebody gives you a bad piece of advice, and I sort of hinted at it earlier, it really teaches you who to listen to and who not to listen to. So try out the advice at your own risk, and if you find something doesn't work for you, stick that nugget of information in the back of your mind, and next time that same person recommends you do something, maybe just pull out that grain of salt and be like, yeah, I might try it, but I'm not expecting it to actually work. I have received bad advice before. I don't recommend it. Do not receive bad advice. Something's on fire. What gives? Brush fire, huh? Hey, do you mind if I go around real quick? Thank you. You guys are awesome. Wow, look at that. They're quick in action. Something caught fire there. Whew. Smoky. Thank you to the firefighters for letting me go by. Whew. Never like to see that, but they're on it, man. They were like, bing, bang, boom. We're here. We're going to clear this fire. I have no interest in smoke inhalation, so I will continue riding. Anyway, that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, book the like button. Please consider subscribing. Share it with a friend who gets bad advice or gives bad advice. And I will see you all in the next video. Don't forget your 2 mantras. 1, you have a 100% track record of making it through a bad day. And 2, do something nice for yourself every day. Maybe it's practicing your motorcycling skills and getting better at this craft. Bye.